Osama. And let me say it's a real pleasure and a privilege to be here today at the Manthan Awards and working with DEF in this capacity and with all of you. My name is Brian Cute. I became the CEO of Public Interest Registry, which is the organization that operates .org on the internet, in February of this year. And as any new CEO in that position starting off, one of the first few questions you want to ask yourself is, so what's the mission of this organization? What's the mission of Public Interest Registry? And what is .org? What is the meaning of .org? What does it bring to the world? And so, very quickly, in short order, Public Interest Registry is a not-for-profit organization itself that's been running .org for about 10 years. And .org is a well-known top-level domain on the internet and is known primarily as the home for not-for-profits and has a very good reputation, a very trusted brand on the internet. But in digging down a little bit more, to really understand the meaning of .org and what it brings to the people who use it and what they reflect, it's much more than that. And in early reflections, what I began to understand concretely was that .org is about the impact that the people who use the name have on society. And it's very profound when you think about 9 million users of this domain name and the societal good that they do, their missions, whether it's disaster relief or the Red Cross, collecting blood, other things like that. So it's a very important and meaningful address on the internet, and that's what it is. A domain name is an address on the internet. It's your home on the internet. It's where you connect with people using the internet. It's where you're found. That's what it is in an elemental way. And so, in thinking about connecting on the internet, an opportunity has come up where the organization that oversees all the addresses for the internet is allowing the creation of new top-level domains, new extensions. And in reflecting on this, it occurred to us that .ngo would be a potentially very beneficial address to add to the internet addressing space. And the first things that we realized was we didn't understand the full benefit unless we connected with the NGO community. And so we instantly began to do outreach, and this is how we found Osama and DEF. And this is my third trip to India in 6 months doing outreach, but we knew that we wouldn't understand how to unleash the power of .ngo without connecting with the NGO community and hearing from NGOs what their priorities are, what their needs are, what services they need. And a couple of early learnings was clearly that reputation is critical. That NGOs do a lot of good, but some bad actors along the way have perhaps tarnished the reputation, briefcase NGOs. So the notion of creating an exclusive, a closed address that allowed only legitimate NGOs came into focus for us. And again, we realized that the only way we can do this well is by working with the NGO community, connecting and understanding what the sources of data are that we could use to help run that type of address for the benefit of NGOs. And so these are some of the early learnings that we've had in the last 10 months. And in terms of connecting, the outreach has been very, very good, and connecting with DEF has been one of the best surprises of the experience. To meet Osama and to go out into the villages with him and see the extension of ICTs at the elemental level, basic computer training, data input, setting up a website, and not just providing the ICTs, but as DEF does, offering the training. How to use WordPress? How can you gain control of your website and your presence online? All of these are the obvious reasons why connecting with DEF makes complete sense in terms of this effort. And I also want to echo the comments of an earlier speaker about accountability and transparency, the bottom line in today's world, if you're not online in very meaningful ways, you don't exist. If you don't have an online presence, and accountability and transparency, we know, is key to the NGO community. So being online projects a certain level of accountability and transparency, and one that you can elevate through the way you conduct yourself online. So the power of being online, the importance of accountability and transparency, and importantly, having control over your presence online, how you project yourself and how you connect, are all basic elements of what we think the benefits of .ngo can be. And more importantly, here today at the Manthan Awards, you know, the Manthan Awards is the full expression of all of those powerful elements of being online. And so our hats off to the winners. We're absolutely thrilled to participate. We think this is a wonderful event, and thank you, Osama, for the opportunity.